The world has emerged billions of years ago. Our planet Earth was created and it has developed over the years. Bacterias became living, then cavemen have become civilized human, horse-drawn vehicles have become very high-tech motor vehicles, democracy was born, women have the right to vote in election, and these are just a few evolutions in our planet history. Thus, developments were present in the previous years and will still be there in several years because this is progress. It is a part of our life, of our society. Everything has changed and will change. So do the mass media. The TVs, the newspaper, the radio, the internet, everything have evolved. But how do these mass media compare to Brave New World? It is quite simple. They both control the information and select what is shown, and by controlling, they avoid the chaos, the ultimate progress. As suggested by the article The Influence of the Mass Media presented by Yuki Esses, the mass media became a prevalent industry in today's world, one with a powerful impact on how the population view the world. All the news reported are experienced through the eye of a journalist, but it is quite important to know that they create these news by deciding what to report, and this is called selection and distortion. By being the main channel of information transmission and communication, they select the message they want to pass over the audience. So these notions of selection and distortion can be linked to Brave New World, dystopian novel written by Huxley in 1932. This book put forward a society that became so advanced that natural conception was obsolete, so humans were produced in an assembly line. In the same way, citizens were separated in classes, raised artificially, and were conditioned in order to control their thoughts, mind, and actions. Also in this book, there are no families, no religious institution or other organization to teach them morals. So we could say that the world controllers select the information given to teach them the way they want, so then every citizen can live in a civilized world where there is no chaos. And this is similar to the fact that the population relies on the news media. According to the same article, The Influence of the Mass Media, in psychology, communication theory, and sociology, mass media affect how their audience think and behave. It was shown that mass media can influence the ways people talk just because certain movies have quotes that can be embedded into the mind of the audience. Experimental evidence showed that media can also change people's opinion on issues for which they already have formed a strong opinion. So the ways media frame their news influence the audience's social growth and thinking skill. So we could say that those who influence the decision influence the audience. Furthermore, according to the article How the Media Control the Masses, presented by Daily Times, the principal objective of the media is to control the minds of the masses ideologically and to promote ideology as imperialist, capitalist, or racist. They reach their goal because, as it is said in the same article, the programming that matters for those in power is advertisement, and in Brave New World, advertisement really matters too. This futurist society destroys the idea of free will and liberty as it gives, through its advancement, new tools for a powerful state to hegemonize its inhabitants. They did it with hypnopedia, for example, which is a form of sleep teaching very useful for the conditioning. The individuals from this new world learn to tolerate soma and to dislike other classes. For example, as suggested by Huxley in the chapter 2 of the novel, the beta babies listen to this recording. Alpha children were great. They work much harder than we do because they're so frightfully clever. I'm awfully glad I'm a beta because I don't work so hard, and then we're much better than the gammas and the deltas. Gammas are stupid, they all wear green, and delta children wear khaki. Oh no, I don't want to play with delta children, and epsilon are still worse. So, in other words, the controllers warn them how to think and how to act with hypnopedia. So we could say that both were controlled through warning, and it all referred to the influence of the media. In another order of idea, we could compare the mass media control with the sudden change in Bernard's behavior in the chapter 11 of the novel. In the chapters before, Bernard was an outcast in the civilized world because he was smaller than the alpha class and he did not want to be conditioned. But in the chapter 11, he began to go out and to sleep with many women. We could say that he was pursuing the trend where everyone belongs to everyone. So he went from an opposite to another. There was no middle ground, and this is called binary opposition. binary opposition concept is when you're stuck with an idea that at first represented you, but as they move away one from another, the side you chose at first might not represent you anymore. For example, normal or different, civilized or uncivilized. It's never gray, so it's always black or white. So it is possible to affirm the presence of this concept in Brave New World, but also in the modern democratic society because, as suggested by the article How the Media Control Your Reality presented by socialrebirth.org, if you follow fashions, you want the latest clothes. If you watch mainstream news, your world is fear and celebrities. If you're an activist, your world is full of problems that you must fight. So it is the same thing as a novel. It is one or the other. You are an activist or you are not. You follow fashion or you do not. You sleep with many women, so you are normal, or you are not, so you are different. So this binary opposition concept is related to the influence of the media, which moderate the information given or presented to the audience. This unique combination of information shapes their own personal world and construct their realities. So it is evident that both Brave New World and both the mass media control their audience or their citizen by selecting the information presented. So if we ask ourselves, are we who we are supposed to be? We might answer no. It is sad, but it is true. We did not find what we like, what we did not like. We did not find our passions or our favorite clothes. We just did not find out who we are because society and mass media keep telling us who we are and who we should be. Thank you.